Welcome to the DJ Spider Podcast, brought to you by Beat Source. Today, you guys, we got a special guest. Today's guest is a London native who moved to Ibiza, aka Ibiza, with his family at 14 years old, found his love for DJing by sneaking into the island's legendary clubs whenever he could, soaking up the atmosphere and dreaming big. Fast forward, and now he's gone from working long shifts at the kitchen on the beach, where he worked for tips, and burning CDs in his dad's kitchen, to headlining festivals like Coachella's Neon Carnival, Diplo's stage at Stagecoach, EDC Las Vegas, and so much more. You also might know him as the charismatic DJ who brought the heat on Vanderpump Rules, turning a busboy gig at Sir Restaurant in West Hollywood into a launching pad for a global DJ career. I mean, look at that. Come on. Damn. With residencies at some of the hottest venues across North America, including LIV Las Vegas at Fontainebleau, and so much more that we will discuss on the podcast. He has a reputation for mixing unpredictability with pure energy. His sets are always unforgettable, and he's not afraid to be unapologetically himself. Please welcome to the show the one and only James Kennedy.
Yo, thank you.
Let's go.
What an intro.
You know. We gotta do
that.
Justice.
Was like taking me through a journey. I loved it. Thank you so much for having me.
Gotta get people in there. We got Beverly Hills cheering for you right now. Everyone's standing on their feet. Let's go.
What's up, everybody?
There we go.
Thank you for having me today. I'm excited.
Of course. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you taking the time.
For sure. Anytime.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's going on in your world? What's happening? A lot. I know that. But,
so much. Been great. Great. Just went to the gym today, you know, my weekly routine. I like to keep pretty tight because I've been just touring so much this year.
Right.
Playing so many shows. It's been a lot of fun.
That's great. I know. It's kind of like, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but your first summer not filming a show, right?
Vanderpump, right, exactly.
So you've been able to really like focus in on your DJ career, which I know has been your goal and your focus for a while, but has that made it easier for you to hone in on that rather than having to balance the filming and all that stuff?
It is nice. I will admit, because it's been the last decade of my life filming in the summertime here in Los Angeles. So, you know, I haven't really been out of LA during the summer unless it was approved. Maybe we were filming in Mexico or somewhere else. But no, it's always been Vanderpump Rules every summer, which I've loved, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But it's been great being able to focus on touring and playing as many shows as possible, connecting with so many beautiful people. Like, you know, it's the first time I've been playing north to south, from Canada, North America, Mexico, you know, for spring break, all over the place. So it's just been dream come true and unforgettable,
That's
amazing,
to
say the least.
That's so cool. Yeah, because I'm sure you probably get so busy with the filming and all that stuff. So would you go back, or are you enjoying this life so much that if the show kind of wants you back, you're like, I'm DJ full time now?
Well, yeah, we've only been told that we're taking a small break of like 3 months. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I know that we didn't film in the summertime, but I haven't really been told that it's like not happening. So, you know, it's always just been there. And when they're ready for me, obviously, I'm ready to go. Lisa and I are still very close and we chat all the time. She's busy doing so many other projects, amazing things right now. Yeah, you know, she's super proud of me, and so is my parents and stuff. You know, I just took my mom and dad separately, but to the LIV Vegas show, and it was, you know, really, really cool to just see them like see me perform on a big stage in Vegas. I know, like, I remember like traveling to Vegas with my mom and dad when back in the day with my like 3 little brothers. Like, it was us 3 in the car, you know, and we stayed in Vegas, you know, and it was just like a little family vacation. From the drive from the East Coast to when I was moving to Los Angeles, we drove from like Maine to California. I know, it took forever, but we stopped in Vegas.
Why were you in Maine? Were you living there? Or
because my mum's sister, my auntie, my mum's from New York. She's American.
Oh, okay.
My dad's English.
Okay.
But I was raised and born in London, obviously. When we moved here, my like closest relatives were on the East Coast because my auntie lived in New Hampshire and stuff like that. So we were in that area.
Okay.
Yeah, for like 6 months.
For 6 months.
Yeah,
and then you drove all the way to Vegas from Maine.
Right, stayed in Vegas and just saw the shows and stuff. This was before like there was like resident DJs and stuff in Vegas. Like, there was, but very few. It was more about like magicians and like I feel like, and I was like 15 at the time, so I don't really remember too much. But yeah, just for them to see my residency in Vegas was like an absolute dream come true. Like she was super proud and she loved the club and she was like dancing and yeah, it's cool.
It's an amazing space. I mean, what they did with it there, like
LIV?
that hotel alone and LIV, the screen on the top of the club, like that oval that like it's incredible,
gorgeous.
Right?
It's gorgeous. Yeah, it splits into 3.
Yeah.
I love it when the music drops and like I put my hand up and like kind of bring it down when it moves down. It almost feels like I'm controlling it.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's like a spaceship. Like, I mean, like you said, the amount that Vegas has changed is unreal. Right. Like I think I've been DJing in Vegas since about 2006 in the clubs, and it was like kind of the beginning of bottle service stuff, you know?
Right, yeah. It must have been like 2006, I swear, when I was like 14, just moving here. Right, yeah.
That was the beginning. That was like, I would see DJ AM at Body English, and he had just moved to Pure, and like DJ Vice at,
Legendary.
You know, just starting at Body English too, and then moving over to Tao, and it was like right when Tao opened, and, you know, the amount that the production has changed and the amount that the DJs and the entertainment has taken over. I mean, I remember, like I used to be every Friday at the Wynn for about 3 years, and
so sick.
During that time, EDM hadn't really taken over yet, and I feel like gaming and, like you said, the shows were a bigger thing, and it was amazing to see them slowly realize, like, I remember them doing a show with Cascade and them selling so many tickets and so much alcohol at the bar and realizing, wait, this is going to surpass, you know, gaming and the other entertainment things. That's now it's just massive, you know. And
massive. What a time.
Yeah, exactly. And now you can have your face basically plastered everywhere and go do these amazing shows and bring your family and all that stuff.
So unreal. So unreal.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff, like, what are your Vegas sets like? Like, do you plan them out, or do you kind of like see how it's going and read the crowd, or what do you plan for it?
Yeah, definitely always reading the crowd, and I'm always trying to keep my mixes fresh. That's why I have so much fun doing my mashups. You're an absolute mashup legend, so you know, like, you know, like,
thank you.
Yeah, like, oh my God. So,
but I see your videos, like, they're really cool. I feel like your videos get a lot of love, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure there's people that follow you just for the reality show thing, but I feel like real DJs and music people have noticed what you've been putting into those videos, and those ones seem to get a lot more traction and likes than even some of the other stuff, right? And like, they're great. You know, like I went through a bunch of them last night and was like checking them out.
That's awesome. Thank you. Like, yeah, it is awesome to see like that is actually more of an acceptable thing even nowadays. Like, it's interesting how far, like, even being able to, you know, if you put a percussion track under the mashup and speed it up to 128 or something, now it's kind of a remix, right? And so it's really cool to see, you know, people like Cascade just commented on something that was...
I saw that.
Yeah, it was a Kind Music and Espresso mashup that I did.
I know, I saw. And he was like, this is just wow. And I was like, okay, there you go.
Yeah, that made my day. That made my week. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was sweating the whole day after that. Like, unreal. So just like little stuff like that. That's definitely... I don't know, gets me going and gets me excited for the sets in Vegas. And people see, you know, it's like one big party, I would say. You know, I've been blessed to be able to provide a DJ set that is a little bit, you know, you could say loose and fun and just like chaotic and exciting, right? And I trust me, I've seen so many DJs. I've been a raver my whole life, and I've been like, you know, so much. Like, I love this space more than anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'll do this till the day I die. And it's like, what was I saying? Like, you know, I love the cool DJs that like stand in one spot the whole set and drop a banging set. That's dope. But like, that was just, I can't keep still, right? And I couldn't in class when I was younger. I can't now on stage, you know? So
I get it.
I've come to like, you know, trying to just get better at the craft, right? And just trying to make sure my sets are tight, but also a lot of fun. And, yeah, I love making these mashups and these mixes because then, you know, since, you know, all like, it's like a girl pop year, I would say, you know, with Chapel Roan and Sabrina Carpenter and Charlie XCX, right? And I just 100%. Love taking these vocals and putting it under a house track. And, you know, the girls that are coming to my shows are very excited to hear these pop tracks with the remix. They're
100%.
Drinking in the club and everyone's having a really good time. So, yeah, that's what keeps really me excited with it, really.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's the truth. I mean, that's kind of always been a focus that, you know, a lot of times if you keep the girls happy in the club, then everyone's happy.
Exactly. And you've always got to tend. Like, I've been doing a lot of festivals this year, and I definitely make these harder bass mixes for those sets. Big room festival drops, right? And then for the club, you know, I can have a little bit more fun and make it like more clubby.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool.
And even at like the private event things that are smaller, like you can probably play some of those more chilled out mashups.
Super
that you
open
do.
format.
Right.
Yeah, like not even housey or clubby, but like very radio. And I still love playing those mashups too. Like stuff like old TLC, meeting a new Doja Cat beat or something.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
like fun stuff. You know, like you're the king of that. So it's
Right.
like,
Oh man, thank you. Yeah,
so-
exactly. And you're using Serato when you do it?
Serato, and then I program in Ableton.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
but when you DJ the like
I
at
use
LIV or
Serato,
something,
yeah.
you use Serato. Like you're
Yes.
not on the USB sticks. Like
Right.
a lot of the people have moved.
I used to DJ on record box and USB sticks when I was like back in the day.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Then,
And
I-
you moved on to Serato. I feel like it's the opposite nowadays.
Exactly, yeah. Through like Vanderpump, I started accepting, you know what, I'm not like gonna be like just a dubstep or hard DJ, so I've got to open up to open format and stuff like that. So I was like,
Interesting.
this is a nightmare to do it on my little thing. So now having a screen, the
Right.
ADHD me loves the colors and I'm color coding.
Right.
And
What do you mean it's a nightmare? Like in the sense of trying to search for things or trying to be versatile and change on the fly?
yeah, like if I have to go like scroll just from my like oldies
Yes.
rap to my newies rap, it's
Right.
like, oh God. And then I forgot the next song I really wanted to play. And like,
know.
you know what I mean? And oh my God, trying to remember a song mid-set when you know you had the next golden song ready, but then poof, it goes.
I
And
know.
then it comes back after the next, you know? You're like, oh God.
I know, it's so true.
So yeah, having things in front of me, especially in Vegas, it's like I still use the CDJs, but I can just see it on the corner of my eye, like what color I'm at, where I
Yes.
can start. And
Right.
I switch up the vibe so much depending on what the crowd's doing. You know, do they want more sing-alongs? Do they want a hard drop? Shall I break it up completely? You
Yeah.
know? It's exciting. And that's what
Right.
gets me. Like before every show, I'm still like, boom, 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 boom. My heart is
Me
just
too.
pounding. It's the
Trust
best.
me.
You look in the mirror and you're like, why do you do this to yourself? Like,
I mean, I have double talk. Like I look at myself and say, why do you do this? I'm freaking out. And then I go, you know what?
you know what? You're DJ fucking Spider.
Yeah, I'm
Get
like,
the-
there's a reason you're here. You're like, and I like slap myself, you know.
Right.
You have to be nice to yourself.
Someone's
got to
do it. Someone's got to do it.
It is hard. Like it's so
that's
much
good.
stress, you know.
That
And
is
it's
good.
like you, yeah, like we can be hard on ourselves, and you have to kind of like realize why you're there. But it's, you know, I think if you wouldn't feel that feeling if you didn't care about it.
100%. And I feel like I have definitely been the hardest on myself this year, like as the things have gotten the biggest,
Right.
just because my whole life it's always been like, you know, I love this, I love what I do. I would DJ literally, I said, forever, like on the Melrose bars, like I was doing when I was
Yes.
21, and it was just like the funnest thing ever. And it was like free drinks for my friends, and we're all good forever. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
of course.
Yeah, and like that's how it just all started. Like never, like oh my God, it's just wild. Like talking like how we did Neon and all that stuff this year, which was absolutely insane. But
Right.
what was my point? I was saying
Just
something.
we were just saying about I don't know, something about DJing.
yeah. No, it's just so cool to see like people open to. Oh yeah, and talking about DJ AM by the way, like
Oh,
that
yeah.
was one of the first. Like I saw him and Travis at Hard Haunted Mansion
Oh,
in
wow.
like 08. Right,
incredible.
this was like one of my first like bananas nights that I'll
Yeah.
never forget. And he was like one of the ones playing. You know, his sets were insane. Like it was like rock, pop, house, and it was
Yes.
just like boom, 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 mind blowing. And that's like, I don't know, where maybe the start of when I thought like a mashup I could just get so excited from a mashup. Like
Yeah.
I didn't really get what it even was before. And unless you kind of dive into it, like people don't still these days. Like if you say a mashup to a random girl in the club, she's like, "Oh, what? Your song's great." It's like, yes, thank you.
I know, they're like, where can I find it on Spotify? You're like, it's
Yeah.
illegal.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I'll call Sabrina right now and tell her to like accept
Exactly.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just funny.
I know. No, I know. And I mean, that's, you know, I'm beyond thankful that I got to have that connection with AM. And
Oh my God.
that's how I met Travis. And actually,
Wow.
me and Travis just did a drum DJ set at Lollapalooza the night before Blink headline. So we did a club
That is
on
so
Saturday
sick,
night.
dude.
And, you know, like every time I get the call for that too, I'm just like, you know, I kind of have to just look at the sky and be like, thank you to everyone, you know, like
That is so
the entire
sick.
universe,
Mind-blowing,
you know,
honestly.
and it's very nerve wracking in the sense of trying to put together the right thing. And, you know, he's extremely busy, but yeah, we just got to do a 20-minute set during Lollapalooza weekend. It was definitely one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. We've done it a lot before, but this was, we'll do a lot of like corporate gigs. So we'll do like, you know, the Love Sack 25th anniversary or like
That's
do some
fire.
corporate thing. But this was like a ticketed show right the
Right.
night before Blink headlined. And I was like, it was really dope.
I've got to watch this set.
I'll send you some of the things, and I'm still trying to get all the professional clips, but I have all the like phone clips from it, and we can link up later, and I can show you some of the stuff I made. But I kind of did what you said, like I practiced this whole set and was making in Serato, then went into Ableton. I made edits of every single thing.
Yeah.
Tried to send it to him as a perfect thing, but then instead of playing it just and standing there like, let's go, I wanted to execute it and be able to scratch live. So I sort of like exported it in a certain way where it was almost like Legos, and I could re-put it together, and the tempo was all in one thing. And then that way I knew the second this goes, if I messed up any timing, it would be bad. And there was one time I messed up, and I was like, holy shit, but I watched him, he kept playing, and so I just kept scratching and acting like it was normal, then brought it in, nobody knew, but I was just like,
how could they? I mean,
he's incredible. I mean, everyone's there to see him, but for me to be able to just like execute that and then take these ideas and go, okay, we're going to take this and we're going to do that. We're going to put Drake with $1 Million Baby and then go into Pink Panthers and up, down tempos and, Daft Punk and just be scratching. And so, yeah, it's the best thing ever. And like you said, I mean, I love DJing as a whole. So, we would DJ from a tiny place to a huge thing, but being able to do it on such a big stage is fulfilling, but also causes insane amount of stress, right? Like the bigger the checks and the bigger the stage is, the more the stress you're going to have.
Totally.
But you just kind of jump in and do it.
Yes. Yeah.
And I know you have like some, secret weapons, like taking your shirt off. I know is a big part of your set. I think I need to incorporate that into my thing maybe, because I've seen what it does. I don't know if it'll have the same effect for me, but maybe I can try it.
God.
Is there any other like secret weapon things, like if you are at a thing and you're like, oh my God, they're not responding like a certain way? Like, do you have any things you pull out? I mean, I know the shirt thing can go good for you. You have a lot of girls that like you, but is there any other things?
God, that is literally so embarrassing. But also,
look, we're in an age of kind of like everyone has their thing. I mean, Steve Aoki's throwing cakes at people's faces. And, I think you've got a certain fan base that
totally
likes you for certain reasons, and then you're building your music fan base as well. And I think the people that are realizing that you love this, and you love this from, you're influenced by people like DJ AM and Cascade and these people. You know what I mean? I think that's why it's important for you to talk to the DJ community as well, and talk about that kind of stuff, and your influences. Right. But yeah, do you have any other things you pull out of the bag? Or like,
honestly, I've been blessed.
Songs you drop, like, I need to play this, or.
Yeah. Like definitely when I, my one-liners on Vanderpump have been pretty legendary over the decade.
And you say it on the mic.
If the time calls, Spider, if the time calls, then I must.
Then wait, can you explain? So I'm not super educated on Vanderpump.
Right.
I do know there's something with like a pasta thing. Is that something you would say? Or what is that?
Totally. I mean, I've even had fans bring like bags of pasta, even like spaghetti, like pasta sauce.
Right. But that's amazing. Like even when I toured with Blink-182 and I'm the opener, I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody knows who the hell I am. I ended up throwing my shirts out just to get attention. I ran out of them, and halfway through, I would just buy bags of tortillas and just throw them into the audience.
Oh, they would.
And then by the end, everyone's bringing tortillas for me to sign. I'm like, all right, at least I have a thing. Like, I don't know what it is.
You're the tortilla guy.
I got tortillas. You'll get pasta. Like,
yes.
But what is that?
Me, honestly, just like from the show, like I say pumptini a lot. A pumptini is a bar that we have the famous martini there. And I guess like back in my day, DJing at Sir, I would command pumptinis, more pumptini. So that was a funny thing people like seem to enjoy a lot. And then it's not about the pasta. It's not about the pasta, It's just, I basically was just saying it because I got into an argument with one of my cast members. And it was basically about just the pasta that was eaten at the restaurant, basically. 1 minute I had a bowl of pasta and the next minute I didn't because I stepped away, came back, I was hungry that day. And then we got into an argument about it later, but it wasn't really about the pasta, it was about everything that went with it, right? So disrespectful.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But then, America took it and made pasta a whole.
But wait, why was it gone? You ate it, or was it like a continuity thing?
It was my girlfriend's pasta at the time, and someone else ate it. So, yes. As the boyfriend, I had to act like, that was very disrespectful.
Oh, someone ate your girlfriend's pasta. And
Yes. Yes. I'm like reliving this right now. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What kind of pasta was it?
It was Sir's favorite. It was my favorite pasta, the spicy arrabbiata pasta at Sir. Yeah.
That could be something to fight about. I mean, it's spicy, I guess.
A little spicy, delicious. It was lunchtime, a long day of filming, like people get hangry. This is like,
I think I've gotten a couple fights about pasta. So, I mean, I can relate. But I hadn't had to defend like my wife yet, but I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah.
That is hilarious.
People thought we weren't even talking about pasta at the but it blew up so much. It's not about the pasta. Was it? Were you talking about pasta? What were you talking about? Did someone take something like off your DJ deck, or did? This is like no. It was pasta. Everyone, it was pasta.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you just whip around noodles and like throw it in the crowd.
Sometimes no, I never bring the noodles. I don't engage in the noodles or anything. I literally put
we
the
need
sauce
a
on the side.
boiled pot behind
that.
the stage now.
We are not doing that. No,
they will stick to things.
I'll see it's not about the pasta signs. I'll see pumptini signs. So I'll do some points.
Yes.
I bring out the champagne, always rosé, pink champagne. Lisa's favorite.
Right.
And we do a cheers. We raise our glass. This one's for you tonight. I take the shirt off and we start pouring up some pumptinis all around.
Nice.
It's always a good time.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is funny and amazing. Okay. I'm glad I know. I actually had no idea what that meant. So
it's funny and it's great. Because most of the demographic, I would say, to the show, girls, right? So it's like a lot of girls watch the show. A lot of girls come to the show. And so the boyfriends sometimes are like, huh? What does he say? But by the end of the set, I promise, they're like, pumptini.
Right. Okay.
So, they end up having a good time too, I hope.
That's incredible. Okay. Good to know. And so, I got lost in the pasta world now.
Right,
I can't even think. I mean, I'm back to the DJ, back to the DJ world a little bit. So, I mean, I guess something we sort of covered it, but something I was going to say in a way, and it related to just the reality show thing, and just because people can have preconceived notions. I think we're in a world where 100%. I feel like influencers or whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean? Like reality show people can become DJs now. And I think then there's the old school DJs and there's a mix of people and everybody can have their own like, that sucks or this is bad or this person's fake or whatever it is. And, I think it's important to give everyone a chance because everybody has their passions and want to do things. But I guess what I was going to ask you was what your opinion on what you thought a dope DJ was, you know what I mean? And what a good, what is like, what do you think a great DJ is and a well-rounded DJ? What does that mean to you?
DJ, definitely, I would say someone that truly, truly loves music, right? And likes to maybe share like music with other people. But like at the end of the day, it just can be so many things. Like you said, like you could be like a shit hot producer, right? And you have generated a sound where you are that guy, like, I love that. And I love that. And then there's the DJs that, I've always looked up to, and I don't know. Oh my gosh.
No, I think
it
that
comes
is
with so many
things.
You wanna have the passion inside you. I feel like a lot of people DJ because what did they want to do in college? They wanted to get girls, and then what happened? Like, do you know what I mean? There's like, and then there's the DJs that's like, what happens after college? Like, what happens when it's not all guaranteed anymore, and you need to really dial in? And there's dark times through the bright times, right? And I feel like a good DJ, you just gotta love what you do, really, and just keep at it. Don't really listen to what other people think. If you really truly believe in yourself, then at the end of the day, you will accomplish it in your life. I mean, it's just inevitable. I truly believe that. And it's like, I mean, hey, growing up, I kind of realized like there were so many sick producers in LA and, do I go to Icon after high school? Do I do this? Do I keep just DJing at bars and working on this? And, then the show came around and it was like, oh, okay, I see my path now. Like I'm going to have to work double as hard because I have to now prove to people that I'm not only like a funny reality star, but I'm also a good DJ, right? And I was ready to spend my whole life proving it, right? Yeah. And I still am. Like, that's because I love it. That's what I would do anyway, right? So, I mean, obviously after watching Paulie D and what he did with Jersey Shore, right? I mean, laughs and jokes all aside, like, that guy is the sickest DJ. And like, he's worked so hard for so many years, and to see what he's built, right? Yeah. And I remember when I first started Vanderpump Rules, and I walked into Lisa and I said, hey, can I DJ here? Yeah. And she laughed at me and then was like, no, you can bus tables, right? And then I was like, okay, because her partner's brother, Guillermo's brother,
right,
was the DJ, right? From Argentina, he was killing it. And like, then there was me like bussing the table. So then I would say 2 years later, she let me DJ. I was bussing literally at Surf for 2 years, like not even filming yet. And I was DJing other places, but like little bars and stuff on Melrose. And like, I wanted to DJ at Sir though.
Right.
So then anyway, like a year and a half went by, and then I got a shot, killed it that night. She loved it. I was like, yes, like I've been telling you. She said, you don't need to bust the tables anymore. You can just DJ like 4 nights a week. I was like, what?
That's incredible. Just from that night.
Yeah, $200 a night, free drinks.
Let's go.
4 nights a week. Like, I was like, yes. Amazing. Yes. So like, okay, that was covering my rent now, and I was super stoked. And I just started seeing, I just knew the path. Like, I just need to work hard, kill it on this show, and just get better as a DJ, right? Right. And this is 10 years later now. Like, you know, so.
Well, it does show what putting time and passion into something and 10 years can do. 10 years literally really solidifies a lot of things within DJing. And you do need to have those trials and tribulations and work up to those moments, you know, and work in the smaller bars and the places to get your bearings to be able to do a good job in these huge things. Because you see people get thrown into like a LIV or somewhere and they've never done it, and they will falter and fail, you know?
Yeah, I didn't want to sound cocky on the mic and stuff, but you know, to be a good DJ, you have to, there's so many things, right? Yeah. For me, to be a good DJ means, like, personally, I think it's different for everyone, right? Yeah. But for me, it means, you know, putting on an unforgettable night, an unforgettable environment for people, reading the room, keeping sets fresh enough to keep you excited, because when the passion leaves you, right, the crowd is not going to feel it, right? Yeah. They're not, like if anything's ever just differs, or, you know, I try to change that energy immediately, because it just like, that's almost my favorite thing to DJ, to do while I'm DJing. And I guess that's where the anticipation and the nerves before my set even starts comes from, because it's like,
so true.
Who's there tonight? How's the room going to react? Is there going to be that guy on the right of me drunk and booing at some point? Like, I don't need to, like, do you know what I mean? Not that that happens, but in the back of your mind, you just need to cover.
It happens.
No, it's happened, right? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's just interesting. And then when, you know, after those nights, you have an incredible set. The room was so bloody loud. My ears are ringing for an hour after.
I know.
And that's my best night. It's like, I just love it. I get home like on Monday and I'm just like, I can't wait. I've rested. Right. I've had my nap. I'm ready to get back out there.
I think that's a great description. I mean, that really covers a lot of the bases. And I do think that's something we deal with. Like I was telling you about that show with Travis Barker, and I was on for about 40 minutes or before he went on, and everyone was having a good time, probably 99%, but there was one woman down to the right of me that I could hear, unfortunately, that was screaming at me, going like, what the fuck is this?
Is she requesting
Where
a song?
The fuck is he? Because I think she was pissed he wasn't on stage yet or something, and she's screaming, and I keep trying to like block it out, and I'm like, and I'm just thinking later, like, why does the human brain let like 1,000 people will be loving you, and one of them is mad, and for some reason it can like get in your head, you know what I mean?
Enough to get into your head.
It's such a weird thing of like, why do we have that? You know, we should be able to block it out.
Yes.
And it's also that, like you said,
there are ways to block it out. You know, you throw the shades on for a second, you put the headphones on for a second, you kind of...
That's what I was doing.
You gotta catch a new vibe, you know?
Yeah.
It isn't you, okay?
Yeah. But I think it's, like you said, the not knowing exactly what you're going to do in the set does give you that jitters or anticipation or nervousness, but it's the taking the risk that makes the set better and makes you feel that rush of energy and having fun. Because if you do just do the same thing over and over, eventually you'll feel like you're pretending, and you're like, I'm doing the same thing in every city. Yeah. You're like, Milwaukee, where are you at? You know, so exactly. I think it's fun to do that, right?
I try to like make a few mashups a week, right, that I'll play, and I swear when I start it from the beginning and I hear like the group over there and the group over there scream because they just heard it on my ID, it's like I get so excited. I'm like, okay, get ready because it's about to be good, and that's just that like, you know, little battery charge up I need. Yeah.
No, I agree. Very cool. Well, I think that was a great description of you know what you think a good DJ is, and I agree. So, I mean, do you want to go a little bit into what I was saying, where you had an interesting life where you moved to Ibiza, for 2 years as a teenager, right? Yeah. From 14 to 16. So you grow up in London, which is obviously a hub of dance music and eclectic music culture and all of that, and that probably went into you as a person.
Right.
And then you moved to this island that is known for just partying and DJing. But as a teenager and as those formative years where you really hear music, I remember everything I heard from 14 to 16.
Yes.
And then you come to America at 16. So it's an interesting path. Like, how did all of that influence you from London to Ibiza to, then coming here?
So much. It built me. I mean, it literally built me. Like, it was the best years of my life. Like, I just feel like it was just such a blessing my parents did that.
Right.
So in England, on my iPod, I had Moby's Play album, Prodigy and Daft Punk, like on repeat, right? And like these were like the electronic artists I could like get hold of and find, like Fatboy Slim, right? And then moving to Ibiza, like I started listening to like obviously Tiesto, like Traffic and all that stuff was happening. But then I found what was it? Bloody Bob Sinclair and all of them, and it was just like crazy, like such an islandy sound, and it was very electro driven on the island.
Yeah.
The Egg remix with David Guetta and the dun 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 dun. Dude, like such classic tracks. And Benny Benassi released Satisfaction, I'm pretty sure, in 2007 or literally a year before I moved there. So it was just like buzzing on the island. But yeah, I didn't go to clubs yet when I was 14. I just heard about them. They were magical places that I had to like figure out what they were exactly,
You're
right?
still
like,
so young at that age.
Yeah. But I did have like this job on the beach, and I was like best friend. I was like chatting with the older chefs that would come in hungover every morning, and I didn't get it.
You're like,
and
what have you been doing?
They'd be blasting house music in the thing, and sometimes I would steal their CDs, to like go burn one myself, bring it back the next day. They would say, "Where'd my Head Candy CD go?" And like, yeah, James got it.
Right.
But best times. And then, towards like the end when I started knowing like, okay, I'm moving to America in like the next 6 months, I got to like venture out, right? So I was getting, I was at like Aspirations, with the water filling up, and Pacha. I saw bloody Carl Cox and Cypress Hill and bloody Tiesto all in the same building. It was like insane. And then, what else? Like Space, obviously, Privilege, and like it was just a crazy time. And like I was rolling around with like the private school English kids that went to like the nice school. I went to like Spanish school in San Lorenzo down the street from like Santa Gertrudis and Santa Eulalia. Like I lived on the north side of the island, so very far away from San Antonio where all the magic happened, right? And we would take buses like at like 11 p.m. and then I would like take the last bus back to like 7:30 in the morning. And
oh my God.
Yeah, like my friends, like, it was just like so legendary. But then I moved to America, and I just knew like I loved, I saw a couple guys making beats on computers in Ibiza as well. So I kind of wanted to figure that out.
Yeah.
Begged my mum for a laptop forever, downloaded the demo of Ableton, which was like $800. I couldn't afford that when I was so then I would just make a new email every month and then just no exporting, right? But I could get good.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So like I was just doing that all day, every day after school. And
very cool.
Yeah, loved it. My friend was on Serato. I didn't even get Serato yet. I was just like, whoa, that's alien.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. So I would just try to do it on my decks myself and be horrible. But it was just the best. Like,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then you came here, and did you start going out at all in LA?
Yeah, so I went to Beverly Hills High, and it was just like, I mean, I wasn't really going out, but I was definitely like still intrigued in the DJ thing. Honestly, I was pretty quiet and just went home and tried to practice on Ableton every day. Like that was literally my life. And then graduated. Not long after that, got like the job with Lisa, and it's kind of just been there, like working with her and doing the show, obviously, every summer. It's crazy how summertime will keep me busy filming, and then I watch it in the winter, and now I can relax for spring, and boom, it's summertime again. It's just been like a thing that's always like happened. So this year was amazing because I've been playing just not only the biggest shows and the best shows, but I've also done the most shows I've ever done. And I've just been traveling and so dialed in. I feel like, I've been blessed with this finally now in my life because I'm actually finally ready to maybe do this with like a good, I'm just dialed in. I don't know. I'm just having so much fun.
No, and I think the work begets work, momentum just, keeps you going forward and will just keep everything getting bigger. Because like you said, you're doing the iHeartRadio festival, right?
Yeah, in Vegas this Saturday.
In Vegas this Saturday. Next Saturday or
what's the
date? You know what? This podcast isn't live, so what's the? It's iHeartRadio Festival Vegas. I know that.
20th, September 20th.
September 20th. 20th.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm there that night. Okay.
You kidding?
I'm DJing in Vegas that night.
Oh shit, that's sick. I'll see you there then.
That's amazing. Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm coming. I got a crazy week. It's in like a week. I got a crazy week that week. I'm doing like Atlantic City, Houston, Boston. Then I go straight to Vegas on the 20th. And
Damn,
I'm doing,
big weekends.
Yeah, so maybe I'll see you.
Cool.
That's amazing. Are you doing LIV as well or just iHeart?
Just iHeart.
Okay.
That night.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Incredible. So that must feel massive. That festival's huge. What does it have? Every major pop artist in the arena or
LIV?
No, I mean the iHeart Radio.
iHeart.
Festival.
Oh no, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be so sick. I've never DJ'd a like a music award.
Where
like,
is
festival.
it? Is it at the basketball arena or where do they have? Or it's in like some huge theater or something, right?
So, no idea, honestly. I have no idea where it is. I know I'm flying in though that day, and
we'll be there.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. I'm really excited. I think I'm also like probably presenting an award as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm getting my outfits already this week. Incredible. You know, like trying to figure out what shoes.
So you'll
I'm
go
gonna
to the whole thing, do the red carpet, do the presentations, then you go get to DJ after.
So
You're gonna
excited.
have like the most insane.
So excited. And then shooting in Alaska on the next day.
Alaska?
Yeah, my first time playing in Alaska.
I've never been there either. That's incredible. Yeah. Okay. Bring a jacket, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, my puffer coat, my British puffer coat is coming on.
Did you play soccer or football or anything growing up?
Definitely. I loved soccer. I mean, when kind of that phased out when I figured out like I loved music and DJing.
Right. Okay.
You know?
But I know growing, like, you know, Ibiza's like part of the Spanish
I'm the oldest of
culture.
three, but like I've got two younger brothers, so we all were pretty close and we like all played soccer growing up. Yeah, so
that's what my son wants to be a pro soccer player. So we'll see.
Same did my brother.
Really, we've been going to Madrid every summer for the past 3 years. He plays in these tournaments out there. And,
amazing! I bet he's really good.
He's
Madrid's like the
very
best.
good. Yeah, he's very good. His name is Jude, so he wants to be Jude Bellingham, part 2. We'll see what happens.
He will be. Like, dang.
Yeah, he got invited to like the LA Galaxy Discovery. You know, they're all scouting him out, so he's good.
That is
amazing. But I know, we've learned a lot. I was like the least athletic person, so somehow I was like, all the other dads are like, how do you get your kid to be so dedicated to soccer? And I'm like, I try to get him to become a DJ. Like, I'm the only dad that's not like, wanted to be a pro. You know, like, I don't even know. I'm learning the rules, you know, watching him.
Totally.
But, yeah, it's a weird juxtaposition to have that.
Yeah, my dad like also DJ'd as well, so he
your dad did?
Yeah, he always had a pair of techniques in the house, and I always wanted to touch them growing up.
Because your dad was in the music industry, right?
Yeah. He worked with George Michael and stuff like that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And George Michael was like your godfather?
My godfather, yeah.
That's unreal. So, I mean, George Michael, obviously,
growing up, I just came home
legends,
from school, he'd always be over. I mean, like at Christmas
amazing.
time, like over by the tree singing Last Christmas. Like it was literally like,
yeah,
that's
like a movie. That's
where's
amazing.
my present, Uncle George? Like I want to, because I knew he'd get me the good ones and like all
That's
that.
so cool.
Yeah, super cool. And like growing up, you know, I'd always hear like the albums and the music, and like it was just trippy because he was always just like Uncle George to me, like
right, of course.
So it was just like unreal. He was like the nicest guy, and just I always remember so loving. And just his dog was actually named Hippie, so like that's my dog's name now.
Hippie?
Yeah, Hippie.
That's so cool. But I'm sure that all of that just went into you and your being and who you are.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Right?
For sure.
That's amazing that you're able to kind of live that out. You know what I mean? And to have that journey of all the stuff you just mentioned into the busboy thing. I mean, I know people who are busboys, like you were saying, in Las Vegas and now are the owners of clubs. You know what I mean? So to see that journey and just shows anything's possible, like you said in the beginning. And if you're passionate about something and don't listen to anyone and just stick to it, that anything can happen, you know, and there's going to be noise all around.
And when I say don't listen to anyone, I don't mean like don't listen to anyone, but just trust your gut, right? Because everyone's going to try to like tell you what you can't do. But agree. It's like not really that way if you really just want to do it enough.
Yes.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think it's something important to always just say, why not me?
Right. Like, I can't believe I'm even DJing with Polly D. We just did an amazing stage at Echo Stage together. Yeah, and I love Jersey Shore. And, like, and then I was on Vanderpump, like, trying to be here. Like, now we're on stage doing it. And it's, like, the coolest fucking thing
That's
ever.
crazy.
Yeah, and it's just, like, so dope.
Oh my God. That's amazing. So, I mean, I guess we've talked about all the things that you've been doing. Do you have any favorite standout gigs? I know you've done, like you said, Neon Carnival, EDC, Stagecoach. You do these amazing clubs. You're in Rebel Toronto. You're doing Premier Atlantic City. You're doing LIV Las Vegas. You're doing, I don't know, what else?
That's
the Echo Stage. I mean, the biggest places in America, in Canada, and the world.
Love Canada.
Are there any standout ones where you were just like, oh my God?
Honestly, the LIV residency is such a dream come true.
Yeah,
Every time I step into that booth, I'm just like, thank you, God. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, this is unreal.
Yeah.
You know, I love it. I always get a different kind of feeling for the Vegas show. It just like feels like something else. And then, I love traveling really far, like going in like Canada and coming back. You know, the Atlantic City premiere is super sick. And, you know, everything in Miami that I did. I mean, I did LIV Miami as well this year.
Yeah.
Dope. Oh my God, unreal. Kalina Sanders came out and sang like on the mic, and it was like just absolutely lit.
Great.
Yeah, Vice was there that night.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. We took sick photos and you know how it was. It was just the perfect LIV Miami night. Like I couldn't believe who was behind me. I was dropping a 6 set, and it was just like on. So can't wait to be back there.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I saw you do the Stagecoach set and Diplo shouting you out behind
sets,
you.
Like,
he's like, this guy killed it.
So I've been trying to do a festival my whole life. Like I was like going to festivals before. Festivals were like the thing to go to. And, you know, in school, girls were like scared of me because I was like going to EDC. Like it was like, oh my God, he's scary. He goes to EDC. It's like, you're all going to be going to EDC soon.
Yeah, I know. That's so cool. Oh my God, I was watching Diplo. I was in Toronto this weekend for the film festival, and I saw Diplo was coming on Monday, and my friend works with them a lot, and their Instagram last night was the craziest thing I've ever seen because Bill Murray ended up coming to the gig and DJing with him and the other guy, and then they brought him to dinner, and I guess there's all these videos of him and Bill Murray now DJing all these clubs in Toronto last night, and like Drake there, and like all this crazy stuff.
He does the craziest stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it's
so
insane.
Unreal.
So you'll see as your life progresses. I'm sure you're gonna have crazier and crazier encounters, you know, with all of that type of stuff.
Right. It's exciting.
I guess like among all of the success and cool things, something that we do deal with as DJs, and something I've been sort of like trying to show people when I've been writing on threads and all of these things, is that there are disasters and disgusting and crazy things. Like, have you had any DJ booth disasters or times where something went wrong or things, you know, any kind of insane story where you just were like, I can't believe that just happened. That was horrible or disgusting or, you know, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I bumped my head a couple times, just jumping around, you know?
Right. Yeah, because you jump off the booth and do a lot of crazy acrobatic
I hit my shins.
stuff.
Oh, one time I went down to like jump from the stage to the barricade, and you know how those barricades have the silver step like halfway?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can land perfectly normally on that, but I guess a girl spilled a drink on it accidentally before. Ooh. So when my feet hit it and I slipped, and just both shins just went, you know? And obviously I'm in the middle of the show. I'm probably 15 minutes in, a 2-hour set, and I've got to play it off. And it's like, you know, not really. And I got back to the hotel, pulled my jeans up, and it was just bloody shins, you know?
You need shin guards. You need like a
shin
gym
guards
mat.
is a great idea.
Put on your rider.
That would make my shins actually look like really thick too, huh? Under the jeans, like, let's go. Good idea. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Okay,
and then obviously
horrible.
there's not so nice ones. I've had like, you know, a girl threw up in the booth one time, right? Gets a little slippery, little
and just horrible smell.
Doesn't smell great, does it? Does it?
So,
no, you know,
I like
clean up on booth one. Clean up on booth one.
Yeah,
you know, no thanks.
That's definitely like.
But then you know the club team comes in. They know how prepared are we here tonight? Is the mopping stuff ready to go, or like do we have to wait till it dries up? Like this could be do or die at this point. So
I've learned recently.
Luckily it was cleaned up. It was cleaned up quick. I don't like having a barricade at my booth. Like don't step over this line.
Right.
You know, I'm not that guy.
Totally. No, that makes sense.
I like it to feel like one big party. You know
That's
what I mean?
good.
Everyone's welcome and everyone's just, you know, with guidelines, you know, party guidelines, people.
Try
don't
not
make me
to-
send you the book.
Don't throw up.
Don't bloody throw up near James's feet. You know, go turn around, do it in your purse. What do you think it's there for?
Exactly. Go down your shirt. No, I saw, someone threw up recently at this gig I was doing, and they had coffee grinds, and they put it on. It made the smell go away, and I was like, I've never heard of that. It like immediately eliminated it.
Wow.
But it was one of the worst things. I saw her throw up forward, then try to walk in it, then slip backwards, and then fall into it, and then sit up, and then run to the bathroom. I felt very bad for her. But yeah, it's, you know, those things happen in our life around alcohol.
Yes.
It's horrible.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying I've never thrown up. Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna spill the beans. But try if you're on the stage in Vegas, you know, if you're standing behind Cascade, you're probably gonna do your best to not throw up.
Yes, please.
What about like fan interactions or any like embarrassing or crazy things?
I love my fans, honestly.
Of course,
it's funny even saying that. Like, I have fans. Like, it's kind of crazy.
I know, but I mean,
but it's been cool.
From a
They've
show
been
and from a
watching the
DJ,
show.
you're gonna have it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're great. I mean, I love meeting people, you know, and you know, people recognize me everywhere, like at the airport or where am I, like going to the Coffee Bean or something. Like, but no, it's great. I say hi, take a quick pic, and like, you know, drop a line.
Okay. Nothing horrible's happened.
No.
Okay, good.
Nothing horrible's happened with the fan. No. Okay. I always like make sure at the hotel, like, don't say the room number out loud, and like I'm kind of cautious, honestly. Like I've heard
don't even tag the hotel. I mean, at that point, like sometimes.
Right. No, I'm doing room. I do this like room tour every time because I'm
so they
like,
know.
where are we at today?
Right.
Like what kind of day is it going to be? Let's see the room. And sometimes it's like really nice, like the fountain blue, you know. And then sometimes it's like kind of scary. It's part of the adventure. It's part of the DJ
residence
adventure.
We're out here. Let's go. I got a bunk bed.
Right.
Okay.
The bunk beds. Yes. Or like, why is there a bunk, like the ladder with the bed up there?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh my God.
I got a Murphy bed. I'm pulling it down. What about like?
But yeah, really lucky. Fingers crossed. No like horror stories.
Okay,
like,
good. Yeah. You'll have to get some crazy.
Puke in the booth is a horror story.
Oh, I've had some of the worst puke in the booths. Like I said, that girl. But I mean, the story I told on Threads that ended up getting hundreds and hundreds of replies was that I was DJing a club and I'm up on this stage thing and the VIPs around me and the air broke. It was like this. And they got one of those industrial fans and they pointed it at the VIP section for everyone to be cooled off there. And there was sort of like a staircase down and this girl was walking down and just leaned over and tried to puke behind the staircase, which was right behind the industrial fan. And it was like a movie. Like it went straight onto everyone. And I saw everyone just start freaking out and like clearing themselves out. And I didn't know what the hell was going on. And then the sound guy starts doing it. And all of a sudden I smell it. And I'm like, I start gagging. And everyone starts running away. And they're cleaning off and they're freaking out.
Whoa.
And I was like, this was like a movie. I've never seen anything like this. And then so I mistakenly went and told the story later online, and the club got extremely mad at me, and I've never DJ'd there again. So note to DJs, don't do that. But now it's been a long time, and I've never worked with them again, so I'll tell the story today. But yeah, crazy shit can happen with that. Shit. Not good. Yeah. That's incredible. All right. What about like DJ pet peeves? Like any annoying things that other DJs are doing, or when you go in the booth, you're like, what the hell is this? What's going on? You know?
I never tell the DJ before me what he can and can't play. Like, it's just a thing. I just don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Because my show is my show, you know? Like, I try to fill that room with my energy, and it does happen every time. Yes. Like, you know, so I'm just trying to do my thing.
It's a good outlook.
Yeah. But I can maybe understand if, like, I don't know. I've seen DJs like throw in lists before, like all of these songs and stuff. Oh, that's pretty tough. Like,
there's some pretty famous DJs that I know. They will either send a list to the opening DJ of this is what I'm going to do, but some of them I know make it harder, and they force the opening DJ to send them a list of every single song that will be played.
Pet peeves, honestly, just like, honestly. I don't know.
It's fine. I mean,
the signs are fine, you know, the little phone signs and stuff. You know, sometimes it's like in the beginning of the set, if you're asking me to grab your phone, it's not getting grabbed. Do you know what I mean? But if you're still standing there by the end, you probably will get it. You know what I mean? Like, but not right off the bat. Let me like get warmed up first.
Exactly.
Because I will literally, I'm so clumsy. Sometimes I'll probably like miss a transition if I'm already filming a video. You know, so try not to do that. But I also try to like go down at the, you know, the front row and like take pictures with everyone during at the end of a show. Like I do that extra shit because I just love them and I want them to, you know, come see me again. I want them to make sure like, hey, if this is the only time you're gonna see JK, like I hope you're gonna have a fucking good one. You're gonna go home like ears ringing and just like memories pouring, you know?
Yes.
Bachelorettes are coming up on stage, you know, the wife is getting a big call, like a big shout out. If it's your birthday, I'm probably gonna scream your name, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
They're definitely drinking a pumptini with you.
Oh, pumptinis are inevitable. It's always happening. It's guaranteed. All your money back. No, just kidding.
And so what about like going forward? You know, like you said, you have this momentum now. You don't know what's happening with the show, but it doesn't really matter. You're just going to focus on your DJ career. Yeah. What are some of like your future goals? Like what do you want to have happen in your life going forward?
Honestly, I'm just really living in the moment right now. Yeah. And I've worked so hard for my whole life to be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. So I just want to make sure I'm really killing it. Yeah, I could honestly do exactly what I'm doing now forever, you know, and be so happy. So I think I will just do that. But no, I love TV. I love this character that, you know, I've created or whatever you want to call it. I love doing that. It's really fun for me.
Yeah.
So, you know, open to all opportunities and stuff like that. Got some ideas, but like nothing like really in stone yet. And obviously Vanderpump probably will end up coming back at some point. Not really I can drop that info or have anything, but
no, totally.
I don't see it ending where it did because that just seems a bit of like a cutoff and nobody warned me. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like, it's probably will be either like another season or something.
Right. But, it has to be. I mean, it's so popular, right? You guys got nominated for an Emmy now.
Yeah, 2. That was the second nomination.
Like Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez or something gossip about it.
Or
something.
Yeah. She's watching it and Taylor Swift watches too. Yeah, it's crazy.
So
Rihanna,
I think,
I mean, hey.
They have to bring it back. Come on. Right? I mean, if you got T Swift on there, I think.
Yeah, come on, Swifties. Like Taylor wants to see one more season. Let's go.
Yeah, you got to do it no matter what. That's cool. But what about in your DJ career?
Dreams,
so you want to do it
DJs.
like, or as far as maybe producing music or putting music
100%.
out? Is that a goal of yours to keep advancing in that world?
Yes, advancing 100%. I feel like, you know, like I said, this year has been an absolute whirlwind, and I've just been playing so many amazing shows and more shows than ever. So I haven't released any music this year just because I've been really you know, honestly haven't had all the studio time that I would want to. You know, I'm making my mashups and I'm still like, you know, making beats on Ableton, and I've got so many projects that I've been sitting on, but I really want to make sure everything is tight. And, you know, with this new standard of shows that comes with the music that I do want to release. Yeah. And I want it to be the best sounding stuff possible for people. I know I've released like my raps before, my remixes and some good originals and stuff, but I just want this next batch to really be like a moment. Yeah. And I think that, you know, I'm really close, but, you know, I'm not rushing it. And again, like, it's just so tough. Like, I'm trying to be working out 6 days a week and eating, touring, playing shows, putting on, like, the best show that week than I did last week and making sure they're very consistent. There's never a tired night for me. You know what I mean? I'm always 125%. You know what I'm saying? It's just like trying to do my absolute best. And this year's flown by. Like, I just can't believe it. Summer's already technically over. And it's like, now I'm ready to like kill it in fall and winter and just crazy, like finish strong. Yeah. But again, the passion's there. Like after like home today, like I spend my nights, you know, making dinner and then like back on Ableton, making some mashups, thinking of new ideas to open the show or playing a new segment or something. Right. Which is cool, which is like keeping me, you know, fresh, and it's practice. You know, like producing is like practice, like with your scratching is a practice. Yes. Yeah, like it's like riding a bike, but if you practice, you will just always get a little bit sharper and better. Oh, 100%. Yeah. I saw James Hype posting a video about that a couple days ago. I love James Hype. You know what I mean? He was like, I came off tour. I went to the studio. I made the worst shit I've ever made. I went the next day. I made 8 hours of shit. You know, he's like, and then I finally made a good thing. But banger in 8 seconds. You have to get all the bad stuff out before. And it is practice. And not everything's going to be the greatest thing. And even the songs that you make and put out, they may not be received how you think they are, you know, so it's good to just keep doing it. I feel like, I haven't like had my hit or anything yet, but it's like everything in my life has led me to where it is today. And it's just so funny because I feel like my sets are so fun to play, and like I do mix some of my like originals. I still go out on the mic and do my freestyles, but it might be over a beat you hear and stuff like that. And like the people know the songs that I've released on Vanderpump throughout the years. Like the girls are screaming these lyrics, and I just can't believe like, how do you know this? Like you must be like that like person that streamed it the most on Spotify. But no, it's hilarious. I love it. I love it. And you did a collaboration with your girlfriend? Would you do more things like that? So Ali, so she's like, she's been working on her own project as well. She's her own artist, Yeah, which is more like not really of the like EDM stuff, but there will be like remixes. You could I was gonna say you could remix it. It's kind of a perfect 100%. I've already done some fun remixes and mashups. Nothing I've released, but I've definitely been playing stuff at shows, and that's great. She's having a lot of fun doing it. She's super talented, playing the guitar and writing all these tracks herself. So it's just been a lot of fun, like being able to collab with her as well. Very cool. Because we're just like musical at home. Like we always have music playing, and you know, my dad was just staying with us from London for like 3 weeks, and like we were just having so much fun playing songs and showing each other new music we found over the year. That's what me and my dad's favorite thing to do. It's just like, just tennis court music to each other. Like, which one, you know? Wow. Yeah, like what kind of stuff? Just every genre? Oh, my dad's just a legend. Yeah, like he just loves everything. And my dad, he has the ear for like, just like, he knows hits. Obviously, like, yeah. So And then I'm like his son, so I'm like trying to be up there, like, I don't know.
Honestly, I love that. It makes me feel good about me and my son too, because we share Spotify, and so he's
That's
like,
the best.
and I was doing that Travis show. He's like, you should put this Don Toliver song, and I was like, and I was showing him what I was planning, and I was like, I put Kendrick Lamar over like the Bulls theme song, and I did this drum thing. He's like, oh, that's actually really cool.
He's not like he's 11,
track,
right?
Yeah, and I did this whole thing, and then he's 11, he's going on 12, but it's like cool to.
He knows what's
I want
up.
to share that with him over time and have the tennis court music sharing,
That's awesome.
He's super into rap now, so he's like, I want to go to the Don Toliver Future, show.
That's how it is when you're young. You have to absorb it in segments, right?
Yes.
Like you get into rap, you get into this, you get into the house, and then by the time you're like older, it all meshes together.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I'm only able to like remember songs from like this was hot in 2000.
I know. I mean, that's the one thing I miss about vinyl. No, I miss some things about vinyl, but on vinyl, you were able to look. The artwork does something in the human brain where it makes the music come out by looking at the artwork. And so with the text, it makes you forget everything. It's like this amnesia producing thing every time you look and you can't remember the song. But when you're looking at the artwork, you hear it in your head weirdly. That's why I wish they would develop the program where you're flipping through more of the artwork than the thing. Instead, you're just seeing like this logo or whatever, you know. So there's something with... Because, the human, we're prone to that.
That's so interesting and
art,
so true. Even,
it
like
is.
with the iPod, I remember like the artwork
you remember
would come
it,
up.
and you can hear it all, and you can feel the feeling and smell. It's like all those senses, and it doesn't go with the text as much. And that's what that's what makes it more robotic and also makes you forget. I feel like they still haven't perfected that part of the Serato record box world yet. You need to invent that side of the app. But
there's so much up. I love like the stems thing. Like,
oh my God, me too. It's like life changing. Like I had like life, affirming moment like this Saturday. I DJ'd in Toronto Film Festival and Pharrell was there.
Oh my God.
And I was so nervous, and like I see him up on the thing, and Coi Leray was there, and Trippie Redd, and it was all these people, and he did the soundtrack with Lil Wayne, all these people. And first they said, hey, will you play Pharrell's music? And I said, of course. I actually have a plan. Like I'm going to play all these mashups, and there's this producer Eccentric and this guy Spider Tech and these other guys, and they sent me their stuff, and I know they have great stuff. And with stems, I started doing it, so I would take a Pharrell beat and I put Coi Leray over it, and I'd start scratching and to show them like it's live and doing all this stuff. And then they come down and they show me the phone. They go, please stop playing Pharrell's music. And I'm like, oh no, is he like not into it? And then I do it. I leave. I go. I end up seeing him and talking to him. And he was like, yo, you're incredible what you do. Which I was like, okay, my life's over. Thank God. And he was like, how were you doing that? You put Prince over my song with this and then Coi Leray. And he heard everything. He was naming off all the stuff. And I'm like, I thought you didn't want me to do it. He's like, no, I was loving it. So I explained to him, like, we have stems built into Serato. So I would literally take your vocal off. I put the drums. I take an edit by someone else. And he was kind of like, because I would take this Prince edit and it has reggae drums, and I'd put it under another thing.
Right. When you start doing the
and he's
stems
like, you put
edits.
WizKid over my beat. And I was like, he actually heard it. So I got to take a picture with him and have that. And I was like, okay, life's over. Even if no one dances for the rest of the night, I know like I did my job. So that was incredible. But to have that ability is almost like something we always dreamt of as producers and DJs, right? Because on the fly, you're just like, you know what? This would be cool. Boom. I'm playing Tyler Water, but I take her off and I put this song, Snoop Dogg, and it's like working, and it gives you that like tingly energy.
That rush. Yeah.
Right. It's like when you're making the mashups in your room too, and the stuff, you're doing. So
I
that's
couldn't
so cool.
I still have yet to do a live party with stems. I've messed around a little bit at home, but like
it's a bit risky.
So fun though.
But I just push myself to like do it sometimes and be like, take the risk. Like, what's the worst that could happen? As long as you have a backup plan, you just come back. Because like if you do those left turn, those curveballs or take those risks, that's what can lead you to the next level, I feel like. And then you're more confident to do it, and you just, it's like doing a crazy dive or something. You're like, I pulled it off. Like, let's do it again.
Right.
So you'll get there, I'm sure. It's No, it was so cool talking to you. I guess before we get out of here, do you have any words you want to say to your fans, but also to up and coming DJs and producers that look at you and things that you've been through that you want to share with them that maybe they should keep in mind?
Yeah, just honestly, thank you to you for having me today. Like, I've had a lot of fun chatting, and just thanks to everyone that's supported me this year, coming out to shows. It's been an absolute dream come true, I've been really excited and just really excited for what's to come, finishing off the year with some amazing shows, and obviously the Vegas residency has just been a dream come true. To everyone, like, trying to DJ up and coming. I mean, it's just crazy. Just always keep doing what you're doing if you love it so much, you know. And yes, it's gonna stress you out at times, and you're gonna have the highs and then the lowest of lows, feeling like you're crap. But then there's gonna be those moments where you do something, you level up in a sense, and it's just those little level ups. You just need a little level up at a time, you know. Nothing major has to happen right away, because honestly, it was a decade for me where before I've now look back and I think, oh shit, did I do something good? Like, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't always thinking about what's next, but really just keep doing it and having fun. If you're not having fun in what you're doing anymore, then you just have to find something new in the realm that you love. And it's it's a lot closer than you think. Maybe you have to just open yourself up to a different genre, or maybe just make the songs you make, but backwards, right? Try that. Or, you know, just do something different. And I swear you'll never stop learning. And just keep going.
That's great.
Know? Move to LA.
Just move to LA, baby. No, don't do that. You don't need to do that. No, a lot of people come here and fall apart. You know, I think also that's the beauty of the internet. You can really do stuff anywhere and sort of figure out a way before you make that move. But it is good to be around the people. It's a mix. People ask me all the time, and a lot of how do I DJ in Vegas? How do I DJ these places? And I say, you do have to be there. You have to make an effort to go and be physically around these places and soak it up and show people that it means enough to you to be around it. You know what I mean?
Well said. You do need to be there. You need to see it. You need to smell the sweat at EDC.
You were at Sir being the busboy for years, like you said, before you finally got the gig. If you hadn't, you would have probably not done good that night. So you have to be around. You have to put in that extra work, and you have to go stand in the back of the booth or stand in the front and watch and soak it up. You can't just watch on Instagram and be like, I should be doing that. I'm good. It's like there's enough good people. Like you have to really put in that physical effort.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it was just like there was no other option for me. Like I was just never, ever going to do anything else. And I know it scared the shit out of me. And I couldn't even say it to myself, because I would always say, like, I'm going to get a real job. Like when I didn't go to college, I would tell my mom, like, I'm going to get a real job. Like, don't worry. Like, it's a couple more years or something. Like, I know by the time I'm like 20 something, if it doesn't work, I don't know. But I would just keep stalling. And, you know, I had a plan though. And it was just to keep doing what I loved. And like, I just couldn't ever get away from it.
Yeah, that's important. And that's a perfect way to end the interview, and now head off to wherever you're going. Go work out or what you were doing.
Yeah. No, this
I need to get on your workout plan, too, so I can take my shirt off.
Let's
so that's,
go.
My
Anytime.
next, I'll meet you for that, and then we can do some mashups.
DJ Spider, thank you for having me today.
Yeah,
for
James
real.
Kennedy, thank you. Such an enjoyable talk and good getting to know you and everything. And it's the DJ Spider podcast brought to you by Beat Source. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time. Peace.
Bye.